Hello and welcome to Russ Plays Games. My name is Russ, and today for you on this my first Let's Play of all time, I'm actually going to play one of my favorite console RPGs of all time, and that being Chrono Trigger. Chrono Trigger is absolutely one of my favorites. Everything from the music to the setting to the plot, the character development, everything about this game is just perfect. This is the Super Nintendo version of the game, and as you can see, I have not actually touched this game yet. When you first start the game, if like you just bought a pristine copy of the game and you popped it in, it gives you this. This is Battle Mode, Active Time Battle version 2. So this is based off of the Active Time Battle system that was started in Final Fantasy IV and was used in Final Fantasy V, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this is what they called version 2, and it has two modes, active and wait. I like the wait mode just because I like to be able to do that. And then it allows you to name your character. We're just going to keep the default name of Chrono because I don't really feel like trying to come up with names right now. So let's get into this, shall we? This, of course, being 1000 AD. I'll explain a few things as we start to get into this. But let's wait for the game to officially start. Chrono. Good morning, Chrono. Come on, sleepyhead, get up. Lean's bell makes such beautiful music. You were so excited about the Millennial Fair that you didn't sleep well, did you? I want you to behave yourself today. Let's get moving now. One of the things that's amazing about this game is the sprite design. This game was made right at the end of the lifespan of the Super Nintendo, and I mean the sprite design in this game is amazing. One of the things that you notice that you can do here is you can actually kind of like look around and see what's going on. You can run around by pressing the B button. You can dash around. Finally, by the way, that inventor friend of yours, you know, oh dear, I've forgotten her name. Again, we're going to keep the default name of Luca. That's right, Luca. Don't forget that she invited you to see her new invention. Run along now and be back before dinner. Now, if you talk to her again, she gives you your allowance. Says, oh, I almost forgot. Here's your allowance, dear. Have fun at the fair. Receive 200 gold. So let's take a look now at our character. Okay? This is the typical menu. So these items show you some different things about your characters. So this is your actual character status. So you can see we're Chrono level 1. Right above Chrono, that's the lightning. That's your special attack. It will come more available once we get to a certain point in the game. But everybody in the game will have some kind of a thing above their name. So, for instance, Chrono has lightning, and we'll get more into that as we get into the game. So now here, if you click A again, it brings you into the actual thing where you can see the stats of your weapons and what weapons you can equip, and also what armors you can equip. So we have a bandana, okay? We have a hide tunic, a hide cap, and a wood sword, okay? Our power is 5, our speed is 13, our hit is 8, our evade is 8, magic is 5, stamina is 8, and magical defense is 2. So basically all those stats do is just kind of determine what you're going to be able to do. So your evade is basically your defense in this game. So anything you equip, like hide caps, hide tunics, those will up your evade. Your stamina determines how many hit points you get when you level up. Your power determines that plus whatever weapon is equipped equals your hit. So our wood sword is giving us 3 because our hit is 8. The speed is basically how fast you go, how fast your gauge fills up in battle. And then magic controls your spells and how many magic points you get upon level up. So you can kind of see right now that actually our defense is shown up by just under our name, where it says hit points. We have 70 hit points. We have 8 magic points. Our hit is 8, and our defense is 16. Evade is part of that defense, goes into that defense score. So hide cap and hide tunic are giving us 8, and then with our evade of 8 gives us a defense of 16. The magic defense is how much damage you take against a magical attack. And then of course experience, that's how many experience points you gain, and next is to the next level. And then you can see we have 600 gold. Now these are our item slots. They will fill up as we move through the game. You can use or move the items manually, and then this one just sorts the items by usefulness. And so you can see we don't have any items right now. These are our techniques. We have 3 levels of techniques in this game. We have level 1 techs, which are techs that only the person can use. So like for instance, the cyclone attack, which spin cuts nearby enemies, okay, we will learn it in 5 skill points. Once we learn it, we will be able to use it in battle, but no one else can use it. Okay? Dual techs can be used by 2 of the characters in the game. So for instance, if Chrono and Luca have a dual tech together, they can use that dual tech. Triple techs are unique because you have to have 3 distinct characters in your party to be able to use that specific triple technique. And we'll get more into those as we get further into the game. Now, just like in Final Fantasy V, they had ability points. In Final Fantasy VI, they had magic points. You gained AP in Final Fantasy VII. So just like that, you're gonna get tech points in this game, and those tech points are gonna go towards learning these abilities. And there are certain events that will give us abilities, and then from there on, we'll be able to learn more abilities. This is the customization menu, so you can kind of see that you can look at your battle speed. So everything on this side corresponds to the things that are on the right side. So like for instance, if I hit battle speed, it will show me, like I can do the battle speed gauge, okay? Battle message speed, so I can control how fast those go by, okay? This is the window color, so I can choose whichever window color I want. Usually I like to go with like, let's go with the classic blue. This is the battle gauge. You get 1, 2, or off. We'll just keep it on 1 for now. And then this controls the control pad for which for what button does what. So if you're more familiar with like the more modern control schemes, you can change like A, B, all that stuff. And so you can kind of customize your controller in here if you wish. This is the skill and item info, so if you want to know, if you want to have it on, you can. And then this is the save skill item cursor. Yes, that's basically a memory thing, where whatever tech you were on previously, or an item that you might have been in the item screen, it will basically go snap back to that item or tech whenever you go. So like if you go down from fight to tech, and it shows the tech part then you can actually see where it says, like, it will, so like, let's say if you did Cyclone, or if you did one of Chrono's other techs, if you're on one of those other techs, it will go automatically back to that. This just saves the battle cursor. I don't really keep it on. Don't save menu cursor, and then of course the battle mode is wait. This is for later in the game. Once we have more party members, you can actually exchange where those party members are in relation to the player one. There is an event way late in the game that will allow you to change all three, but until then, Chrono has to stay in level 1, in slot 1, or whatever you name your single character. And then of course this is the save slot. Will be very important, and you can't save anywhere but on the world map or at save points. So we're going to come down, we're going to kind of explore this town here. This is the Truce Inn. Talk to this gal. If you say that you're buying, you can listen to some alternative music. If you say sorry, the music stays the same. One of my favorite themes in this game. Come on in, take your bloody time. I'd rather serve you than go to the fair anyway. Wow, what a poor attitude. Been to the fair yet? No. Well, get going then. You have to wait another 1,000 years for another millennial fair. Can you tell what year we're in? If you say yes, then he says, wasn't that a trip I spent all my server points at the Tent of Horrors? We'll get there. There you can actually stay at the inn if you wish. I think this guy's cleaning. Remember the earthquake we just had? Yes. Been having too many. Something's wrong. Hope the big one isn't coming. Not for another 999 years. People who've played this game before will get that joke. If you've never played this game before, where have you been living? Have you been under a rock? No, I'm dead serious, though. This game is pretty darn awesome. Now, if we come down here to the Mayor's Manor, this is actually sort of like a beginner's mansion. So I'll kind of talk about this here. If I say no, it says, this is the Mayor's Education Center. Think of it as a workshop for beginners. You can take the things you find here. So basically, Square started doing this, where they started putting items in places where you could get at them very easily. So we can kind of talk about the weapons here. We have swords, bows, and guns. Some weapons can only be used by specific party members, and that will become important later. Find a variety of armor for the head and body. Finally, there are numerous accessories to equip with unique properties in effect. As you gain power, swords will inflict greater damage, bows and guns get more powerful as your hit rate increases. So there you go. And if you talk to these people, they're like, move the Y button, or use the Y button to move the message battle window up or down. So I'm actually using an Xbox 360 controller, and it's kind of funny because the buttons are reversed. So actually the Y button is the X button, and the B button, which is confirm, is actually the A button. So it's kind of hard to explain, but if you've ever seen a Super Nintendo controller, you'll understand why. Or if you've played a Nintendo DS. And so basically, if I hit the Y button, I can move the message up and down. And if we talk to this little boy, he says, you can walk while reading messages, but go too far and you can miss them. So you can actually talk to people in this game, and then you can just start walking away randomly. So if you just start walking away, that guy's still talking to me. But then once I get out of earshot, quote-unquote earshot, the message disappears. Now, the thing is, with the save point, this is what the save point looks like. It's this little stars right here. Okay? But if you talk to him, he goes, that's just a replica. Record your journey whenever you find the real McCoy. You'll find more of them in riskier areas. Also remember that you can log in anywhere on the world map. So you can actually save anywhere on the world map or anywhere there's one of those save points. Do you know about shelters? They're quite useful to know. Use shelters at save points or on the world map to completely restore your HP and MP. So basically all they are is they're basically the tents of the game. This guy's going to talk to us about skills. So he's actually going to talk about the effect of each attack, how some of them can damage more than one enemy, depending upon your area of effect. So if you target certain enemies, you can get all 3 of them. But if you hit enemies upon a direct line of sight, you can attack all enemies oriented on a straight line. And you can place your cursor on any one of them. But if it's only a straight line between you and the enemy that you're targeting, if you target the furthest critter, you get all 3 of them. But if you target only one guy, you only get one guy. And then there's also a horizontal line. So you can, again, target any of them. And then the final pattern puts you at the center. You can't use an attack if they're outside the zone, but if they're all clustered around you, then you can attack them. And that's really all it is. So, yeah. This guy right here, all he does is... So I'll just talk about the techniques, which I already kind of talked about. This person talks about damage. So this is just special damages, which is poison. There's slow, which just slows you down. There's sleep, which basically you just fall asleep. And unless somebody hits you, you're going to stay asleep. Chaos, it basically does the same thing as a confuse spell in a regular Final Fantasy game. You just start attacking everyone. Blind, you can't see. Lock is you can't use any techniques. And stop immobilizes you. That's pretty much it. So, and again, you can use a heal potion, or if you end the battle, you'll heal automatically. So when your hit points equal 0, you'll be disabled. You can use a revive, which is basically like a Phoenix Down in a Final Fantasy game. But if everyone in your party goes down before you can use a revive, you're done. So you gotta be careful. You can still, just like in any other Final Fantasy game, you can hold down the shoulder buttons, L and R. If you're playing on the PlayStation, you can hold down the L1, R1 buttons. If you're playing on the DS, it's just the shoulder buttons on the DS. Yeah, numbers next to the sword and shield icon can indicate attack and defense power. The higher the number, the greater the power. M defense indicates your ability to block magic attacks. If it's 10, then your magic damage will be reduced by 10%. A star after any characteristic means it's at maximum strength. We won't see that for a very long time, if ever, in this Let's Play. Which brings up an interesting idea, is you can actually get... this one just says, hit visit or stall in lean square. You can actually do New Game Plus in this game, which means after you beat the game, you can start the game with all of the weapons, items, and everything that you've accumulated, experience points, levels, everything you've accumulated to that point. Oh yes, and these guys also have little animations. If you wait for like a couple seconds, they just start like doing some random stuff. They'll just like throw their arms up in the air. Like Luca will pull out a book and start reading it. Yeah, they do some random stuff. The animations in this game are actually pretty dang good for what they are. That brat Luca said she's made the discovery of a lifetime. Oh boy, do you know. I'm so happy I could scream. If this guy right here, if he only knew. Alright. So down over here on this little island, we have Luca's house. And it doesn't look like anybody's home. Oh, there's the kitchen. Just kind of exploring around here, just randomly. Oh, hi, Chrono. Luca's off at Lean Square with her father Taven unveiling her new invention. There's a reason why she's in the chair. But again, we won't discover that until way late in the game. And this is Luca's room, and I mean, you can kind of see, I mean, there's piles of books everywhere. She's got a bookshelf up over here. I mean, she's got books all around her bed. Man, she kind of looks like my room, dude. I have books all around my bed, too. Alright. Let's get on out of here. One more stop I want to make before we actually go to the fair. So, one of the things you can do now that you're out and about, this is Guardia Forest. Like, you can actually go in here and fight some monsters. We'll do that in a minute. And I'll show off the battle system. This is Zenon Bridge. This is, there's kind of a famous bridge in Chrono Trigger. It's like, alright everyone, let's have some fun. You can talk to all these different people and they give you different things. I'm opening a stall at the fairgrounds, why don't you drop by? But if you talk to the same people, they say the same things. So like if you talk to him, he says going to the fair. If you talk to this kid, it says, yay, a festival, let's get crazy. Now if you talk to this kid, it says the same thing. If you talk to the old man, it says, always wanted to go to a 1000th anniversary. So that's pretty much all you can do for that one. This is actually one of my favorite tracks in Chrono Trigger. Now, for those of you that have actually played the game, you'll know that there is a thing that happens in this area right up in here. But don't spoil it for the ones that haven't played the game yet. So, we have an inn down here that we could stay at if we wanted to. Oh, I forgot to mention something. I might go back up there and do it. Here's the snail stop. So some monsters coexist with humans, like that piano player. I've got the best jerky in town, but I'm saving it. I might let some go for, say, 9900G. How about it? Oh, no. Didn't think so. That will actually, remember that for later, viewers, okay? Don't forget that. 400 years ago, a woman named Fiona died trying to save the forest, the great forest that once flourished to the north. How sad. We might run into her later. We'll see. Everyone's over at the festival. What fools! If you talk to him, he says, I'm the piano man. Now you can say, play a sad one, Joe, or play something upbeat, please. And it changes depending on what you say. So if you want the sad one, it's... But if you say, something upbeat, please. That's why the soundtrack is the best ever. I love this soundtrack. It's got such a variety of music. And we'll hear both of those songs later in the game, of course. Alright, now if we come over here, there's a residence where we can talk to these people. It says, I want to go to the festival too. It says, Grandma and Grandpa went to the 1000th anniversary in Truce. We're keeping an eye on things here. Now up over here, there's this big building that's a mayor's manor, but unlike the one in Truce Village, the children are slipping away from us. It's so sad. Notice that these kids are not near their father. The person I hate most? My dad, of course. Dad loves money more than he loves me. Ha! I run this town, and I'm so rich I don't know what to do with it all. Give you 10 go if you act like a chicken. Just like that, we have... Oh, man. What I will do. I will debase myself to amuse my fans. It says, everyone says Daddy's greedy. They're lying, right? Well, kid, I hate to break it to you, but... And we got our first item, a shelter. Now, you'll see these sealed with the mysterious energy. I forgot to point this out when I was in Truce. There was a house in Truce that had one of these. And we won't be able to open these mysterious boxes sealed with mysterious energies until way late in the game. There's an event that has to happen first. And it's, like I said, it's way late in the game. So remember those for later, viewers. We'll come back. Alright, now to get some more of that sweet, sweet Green Fields music. I love this. Out of all the overworld themes in any Final Fantasy or anything like that, this is probably one of my favorite themes. I love it. It's just so peaceful. So I think the town themes is called Peaceful Days, and I think this is called Memories of Green. if memory serves. So now, I'm going to show off the battle system a little bit. I kind of talked about it, but I'm going to go ahead and show it off. Alright, so as you can see here, we have some hitakes. These are mushrooms, and as you can see, we have attack, tech, and item. Okay. As you can see, I'm kind of killing these guys. That's a critical hit. And that's just a normal hit that they do on me. So you can always tell what a critical hit is because they will literally like fly across the screen, or like the screen will kind of flash. Okay, so we got 3 tech points out of that and a tonic. Okay, so to kind of explain what we got out of that. So we got 9 experience points, which means we have 11 to the next level. We also got 5 tech points, which means if I go in here, you'll see that it says skill points need 2. So that means if I get 2 more skill points, I will gain Cyclone. So let's see if we can actually learn that tech. We'll kind of come up over here. I'm going to avoid that area right now. I do not want to fight that guy. Oh, there we go. I'll fight these guys. They're little bugs. Beetles. Oh, yeah. So just like any Final Fantasy, you know, just like any RPG, JRPG, they have very easy enemies for you to fight early on in the game, where you can grab some easy experience and just kind of keep on fighting. So, you know, it's easy just to kind of level up a couple times. And to get a few extra gold pieces. Alright, I learned Cyclone. Sweet! So now if we go back into tech, you'll see that we've learned Cyclone. And then we have the slash attack, which we have 86 points that we need until we learn it. Now you're going to notice that the number of points, like I only needed 5 for the first one, but the second one I need like 90. And so like late in the game, when you start wanting to get some of your higher level techs, you'll need like 400, 500 points to get your techs. And that kind of sucks, but it's not that bad. I mean, you just have to know where to find it. Here's some hitakes. We'll fight these hitakes again. Ow. Ow. Oh, he got in just before I did. A little punk. Alright. Alright, so I leveled up. Okay. So now if we go back and we look at the text, we can see that it's 83 points needed. But now you can see that I've leveled up. So I've got 27 experience points, and my next level is in 33 experience points. Okay, and we have 841 gold pieces. So what we're going to end up doing now is, we're probably going to end up, let me see, I think we got time to explore the castle. Who's there? Can't let you through. Go check out the festival. Oh my gosh, they actually escort me out. I did not know that. Holy moly, that's funny. Oh my gosh. That is absolutely hilarious. I did not realize that they would escort me out of the castle. That is funny. Alright, one thing that's down, that's up over here. Maybe, yes, okay. Found one power tab. Now what these do, and I usually don't use these, but I might start using them, is like, for instance, if I go down here and look at the power tab, it says power +1. So if I go back over here, where it says power 6, if I use the power tab on Chrono, his power is going to go up to 7. So what I might do is wait and put that on one of my other party members once I get some other party members, and just kind of like see what I want to do. And I may never use them because I've hardly ever used the tabs anyway. So I think what we're going to do is, this is Lean Square, which is where the Millennial Fair is. I think what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and save here. Okay, and I think we're going to go ahead and call that an episode. So stay tuned, and we'll have the next episode where we're going to discuss the Millennial, where we're going to discover the Millennial Fair and have some fun. Thank you.